Now the easiest thing to do if you're a hand cutter is to print the template straight onto the card you're going to use. Make sure that your tab and your little slit are on the right hand side before you start, and we're going to just stick our pictures onto the shaded area shown on the template. Really simple, you can't go wrong. I'm just going to cover this piece quite thoroughly with glue because we don't want any little bits flicking up that can catch. So sticking it in the shaded area shown on the template. This is the picture that's going to come into the other picture, as it were, the moving picture. When the card is received, it's the baby picture that will be shown. So now we want to make sure those pictures are dry on there before we start cutting. Now I'm using a metal edged ruler here, and I'm just going to cut along the black solid lines. So you saw where the lines went before you stuck your picture on, and so when we get to the end of this diagonal we just use our ruler to join up the end of the other diagonal and just cut between the two lines. And again, just using the ruler to join up the end of the two diagonals and cut along that line. And now I'm just going to speed the film up a little bit so that you don't have to sit here for hours while I cut it all out. Now I'm just going to cut the little slit out. I've printed that in a light grey, or I've made the template with that in a light grey so that you can cut it out easily and you won't have any black lines showing. I'm just making sure that all the slits have gone through properly. and also that the picture has stuck well to all the bits. If there's any bits sticking up that haven't stuck, then that will stop the card sliding smoothly. See, there's a bit that's not stuck properly, so I'm just going to stick that down. I've used quite a thick card here. If you had a thin card, you may want to reinforce this sliding handle. Put another piece of card, stick it to the back of it, but make sure that you stick it far enough down so that it doesn't catch on the slit as you're pulling it along. Now make sure your pictures are the right way up and turn both pieces over. Now we've got 4 slits here, and we've got 4 pieces to thread through. First of all, slot your little pulling handle through the slit, and one by one just slot the card through the slits. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now my card is really thick, so for the back piece I'm going to use the template and cut out thin white card with it. I've added some double-sided tape to the outside edges that fold over, and this top bit is the bits where the cut go right out through the edges, so the loose bits. This is the tip Julie Hickey showed me, that you just take the backing off and fold it up at a right angle. And now I'm adding glue to the very tips of these cut bits. And now this just tucks around as a little housing for the sliding section. So holding it down gently and then just pulling the backing paper so it comes off, and now just pushing down to make sure that those bits stick to the back. This needs to stick well to hold it in place while the other bits slide around it. And again, folding the backing paper and then tucking that over, and just so you can see that it's tucking around it, housing it, gently holding it down and pulling the backing paper off. Now at this stage, don't be tempted to play until you're sure that that is all stuck down well and is dry. Once you are sure, just gently pull it and make sure that all bits are sliding free. If anything's catching, just push it in or pull it out and just make sure that everything's in place to slide freely. Now cut out the frame. The black lines that were printed, just turn it over so they don't show, and this just delicately frames your picture. Now don't forget you've got moving bits, so you don't want to put the glue where those moving bits are, just in the very 4 corners, and attach them there like that so that everything can move freely. Now you can attach this to a folded card. Again, just put the glue at the outside corners so that everything is free, not held too tightly, otherwise it won't move smoothly.